Trump found the missing kids, over 22,000 missing children. That's how many Trump administration has already found and rescued since taking office. And these are the kids who vanished under the previous administration's watch. They were lost in a system that prioritized speed over safety. And we're talking about little ones as young as 12 placed with complete strangers, no background checks, no DNA tests to even confirm family ties. And the Biden administration inherited a border crisis and made it exponentially worse by releasing over 470,000 unaccompanied minors to sponsors they never properly vetted. 300,000 children completely disappear from government tracking. But here's what they never expected. Trump kept his promise. Border Czar Tom Homan and HHS Secretary RFK Jr. launched the largest child rescue operation in American history. And what they've uncovered in just 8 months will make you question how this was even allowed to happen. And the evidence is overwhelming. The rescues are real, and the people are finally being held accountable. So my name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Bellway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And folks, we're a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us grow. I'm going to cut right to it. Let's check this out. RFK Jr. he's explaining this, how bad this crisis was and what they were doing to help it.
Let's put that aside. Your agency is finding these children. What are you discovering?
Yeah. Well, what we've discovered is there was 476,000 unaccompanied children who were lost during the Biden administration. The Biden administration put speed over safety because before coming into office, they had accused the Trump administration, the previous Trump administration, of putting kids in cages. So they wanted to show, above all things, that they were getting the kids out of the cages, so they were not doing security checks on the people who came to pick them up, and they were not doing DNA testing, they were not doing fingerprinting.
How was that even allowed to happen? Did anybody think that this was a good idea? Tell me in the comments. I mean, do you think that what the Biden administration did was a good idea? I could tell you my answer on that, but I want to hear yours.
They were not doing income verification. They were not even doing identification. They sent 42 kids.
I'm like angry. Sorry, I'm all like, rah, anger.
To one address. People who claim to be their parents. They were sending kids to parking lot addresses that had, just had a container in it. We've now gone out, we've stopped that. We're doing income verification. We're doing DNA testing, fingerprinting on everybody who comes in and says that they're a parent. We are knocking on doors trying to find the kids who are lost. We've knocked on about 82,000 doors following leads. We've recovered about 22,000 kids, and we're going to keep doing that for the next 3.5 years and try to find every kid that was lost.
God bless you for doing it. And God bless Donald Trump for making good on that promise that he would help to locate.
I voted for that. I voted for them to find those missing kids. I voted for this. The numbers are staggering, and the Trump team inherited a complete disaster. Over 470,000 unaccompanied children entered our republic between 2021 and 2024 under Biden's watch. And the Office of Refugee Resettlement was supposed to track these children, but they prioritized getting them out of detention centers as fast as possible instead of ensuring their safety. And here's what that meant in practice. No DNA testing to confirm sponsors were like actually family members, no comprehensive background checks, and children as young as 12 were placed with complete strangers. And Senator Chuck Grassley's office found that over 230,000 kids were released without proper vetting. Some sponsors were dealing the H word, others had criminal records, and hundreds of kids ended up in dangerous situations. And when Trump took office in January, his team found over 65,000 unaddressed post-release reports sitting in government files. These weren't just bureaucratic paperwork. These were reports alleging serious problems with the children's welfare. And Tom Homan immediately assembled what they call a war room with volunteers from the FBI and Homeland Security investigations to review every single case. And what did they find when they started knocking on doors? They found little ones living in condition no American child should ever face. Kids placed with sponsors who weren't even relatives, despite claims of family connections. And 14-year-old kids who had, people living, I can't say certain things because of these algorithms, and they were living with adult men. Children sent to addresses that turn out to be parking lots with shipping containers. And the rescue operation has been massive in scope. And by mid-2025, the ORR has reviewed 90% of that backlog, leaving fewer than 7,000 reports pending. And ICE has knocked on 28,000 doors. And it's like, not only are they arresting people and removing them, they're doing this in addition to everything else that they have going on. And I guarantee the numbers that Homan's been putting up are staggering on the deportations. But if all of the resources that were being allocated for these missing kids would be put into the other side, I couldn't even imagine how much. It's just insane that we have to contemplate this as the United States of America. They've arrested 422 sponsors of various crimes and rescued over 13,000 kiddos. But here's the part that should outrage every American parent. The crisis was completely preventable. The previous administration had policies that essentially rubber stamped sponsor applications. No income requirements, no home studies for children under 12 placed with non-relatives, and foreign identification documents were accepted without verification. And one case involved 42 little ones sent to the same house. Another had children placed with the sponsor whose address was literally a shipping container in a parking lot. And what question should what should we ask about this? How did our government lose track of hundreds of thousands of kids? And why wasn't this considered a national emergency until Trump took action? The new policies under Trump are exactly what you guys would expect from an administration that actually cares about child safety. DNA testing now required to confirm family relationships. Sponsors must meet income requirements and pass thorough background checks. Foreign IDs are no longer accepted for unauthorized individuals, and children are held longer in custody if necessary to ensure proper placement rather than a rushed release. And RFK's Junior's criminal task force isn't just reviewing cases, they're actively prosecuting. 500 investigations are planned with 80 cases already advancing to court. And this is real accountability for what happened to these little ones. The media's coverage of this rescue operation has been predictably minimal. Shocking. Tom Homan himself has criticized the lack of attention these rescues receive compared to the constant coverage of other political stories. But the results, they speak for themselves. Over 22,000 children were found and rescued in just 8 months. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And here's what should concern every conservative about the situation. How many government failures like this are we just not hearing about? If they could lose track of 300,000 kids, what else is broken in our federal bureaucracy? Oh, this whole thing makes me so mad. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I was going to do a whole final thought, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to end up screaming and or crying. But let me know, guys. God bless.